All right, Shalom. I want to start by saying, Call Allah, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles of Israel, aka the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and love to all the Akim. Continue to preach the truth and all truth and sincerity. All right, real quick, I have this article, and this is from biometricupdate.com. Now, biometricupdate.com, they say they're the #1 news platform for biometric technology news and whatnot, right? So whatever, but lately they've been having good stuff. So initially, I saw something regarding Mexico talking about the I forget, I don't know if it was a digital ID or it was something digital banking, or it was something that's going to be made mandatory for all Mexican citizens soon. But this right here, and as the title reads, it says things moving right along. Somalia's digital ID. This is from today, and this is also from biometricupdate.com, and it reads Somalia Digital ID major pillar of World Bank funded Spring Initiative. Spring Initiative, World Bank. All right. Now we know what this is leading up to. Now, obviously, brothers been speaking on this for quite some time now because these devils been bringing it out for quite some time. So when we talk about the digital ID, real ID, cash in society, what is this really leading up to? The ultimate prophecy, which is what? The MOTB, the RFID Michael see it. And that's what this is all leading to. And this is what this is their complete agenda. So while we have World War III brewing up, you just had something happen with America and Venezuela. Venezuela deployed some warships to protect from the U.S. Navy, because now you have a bunch of the U.S. Navy and whatnot surrounding Venezuela, or that oil tank or whatever. So you have a plethora of things happening. You still have the thing going on with Russia, Ukraine. You got the tiny caps now saying that Iran was behind the whole thing in Australia and the whole thing in Boston, the school university, I believe. So all in the meantime, what actually is the real thing you should be paying attention? Now, obviously, it's all good, but some of these things are filler things as far as prophecy. But the major prophecy they're doing is all of this new technology and this new financial system they're ushering in, and they're using all of these events to usher in more of their system. Like, for instance, I find it interesting that Somalia is having this whole thing with digital ID, because you just had Trump do the whole thing with the migrants that were Somalians, getting a bunch of Somalians out of here. Why is that? The whole thing with Australia, even in Australia, a little ways back, there was a whole thing with digital ID, bringing that out over there. So it makes you wonder why. It makes you wonder why and when and where these things are happening, why they're taking place. Now, ultimately, it is prophecy, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. The Lord has it playing out exactly how He has it, and how He has set out for it to play out. All right. Now I'm gonna dig right into this article now. Even you look at the thumbnail, you see the imagery they're trying to bring out. Get your hand scanned, your right hand at that. All right. So it says, since 2023, it says Somalia has been running an ambitious national identity project, which the government views as a crucial part of the country's digital transformation agenda. Digital transformation agenda. This is an agenda, and it's ultimately who? By the elites. But who's running the elites of Esau? YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. It's his prophecy, it's his show, it's his story. All right. It said the ID program, which has funding support from the World Bank and a technical push from other bilateral and multilateral partners. Who is that though? Those being anonymous with certain things, but you know who it is? It's these corporations. It says seeks to provide legal identity to citizens in a country that has suffered years of economic downtime due to a maze of political and security challenges. So now they trying to make it see how they're cutening it up? They're making it seem like, oh, this is going to be a good thing for them. See, look how fucked up they are. They shall seek to please the poor. Now, granted, those Somalians are Hamites, but you've got some Israelites over there because Israel's scattered. But I find it very interesting that they're bringing this piece of information out when you had also these whole thing with Somalian migrants that was in America getting shit back over there or whatever. All right, it says the National Identification and Registration Authority, NIRA, the government agency running the ID program, says it hopes to ensure at least 15 million Somalis have a national ID by 2029. There go that time frame within a year to 2030. But they're saying by 2029 they want 15 million Somalis to have a national ID. What ultimately do they going to want all citizens to have? A RFID, micro SIM. Okay, that's going to be the ultimate way to tell a person's ID and tell who the person is and tell where a person is. Have it implanted in their body. And said this is not just for people to identify themselves as citizens, but more importantly, to use the ID card as a tool to make life easier for them by facilitating access to a wide range of services in the public and private sectors. Now, what's going to be one of those things? The banks, their financial records. See, remember, hold on, what does the scripture say? He calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor. So if Somalia is poor, they're starting with the poor. But eventually, the people that have money, they're going to get micro SIM that's not part of the upper echelon of crowd of people. It says perhaps it is for that reason that NIRA has been drafted in as one of the government agencies and institutions with a key role to play in the implementation of a sustainable growth project sponsored by the World Bank. World Bank been real busy. And who runs the World Bank? These small hats, these elites. Amalek. Remember, he's at the top of the forefront. He's calling the shots. And now the Lord has what? The Lord is calling their shots, having them call these shots. And it's what? Because we're at the end. So now it's time to usher out the mark of the beast. Now it's time. It says last month, the country's finance minister launched the Somalia Productive, Resilience, and Inclusive Growth Spring Initiative, Spring all acronym, and cited NIRA among public institutions that have the responsibility to support the successful realization of the objectives. The Spring Project, which is estimated at more than $100 million, seeks to support efforts mostly driven by the private sector to create jobs and enhance the digital economy. See that? To enhance the digital economy. It also requires a number of reforms which entails multi-agency collaboration. Specifically, Spring's main objective is to strengthen Somalia's economic resilience by improving the business environment, expanding access to financial and digitally enabled services, and supporting micro, small, and medium enterprises, MSMEs, to flourish. Other institutions involved in the Spring Project include the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, the Central Bank of Somalia. There it go, the Central Bank of Somalia. The Financial Reporting Center and the agency responsible for MSMEs. So that's Esau. That's E, his poems in Somalia. Bringing in what? The new financial system. Hold on, I gotta bring hold on. Gotta bring that out now. Oops. And this is leading to the last bit of prophecy, the MOTB. So this is the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 16. And it may seem like brothers read this all the time, but it's very prevalent to what is going on right now. Because this is part of the new system. This devil's last move before he's taken out of power. This is where he thinks he's about to fill his belly. All right. So it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Now, what are they in Somalia? Poor. The universal basic income. What are they doing with who they using that on? Who are they experimenting that on first? The poor. Universal basic income. Bronx, Harlem, Chicago. All right, and it says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Now hold up. It's talking about what? Digital economy. So where did it say that So this spring project, which is the Somalia Productive Resilience and Inclusive Growth, it says the spring project, which is estimated at more than $100 million, seeks to support efforts mostly driven by the private sector to create jobs and enhance the digital economy. Enhance the digital economy. It also requires a number of reforms, which entails multi-agency collaboration. But keyword, it says other institutions involved in the Spring Project include the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, the Central Bank of Somalia, the Financial Reporting Center, and the agency responsible for MSMEs, which are what? Supporting with micro, small, and medium enterprises. It says each of these government bodies are expected to play specific roles. For NIRA, it's obvious. Digital ID has been framed as a central pillar in Somalia's digital transformation, which is inextricably linked to economic growth. See, there you go, the economy, digital ID, digital wallet. This is what the prophecy is saying. He calls of all. So everybody's getting down with a digital economy, with a digital ID. This is going throughout the whole earth right now. UK, the USA, Somalia, China, Russia, Europe, Asia, Africa, all the continents, North America, Mexico, South America, all throughout the earth. They're what? Digital ID, digital wallet, which means what? It said the World Bank, the WEF, World Economic Forum. You don't own nothing to be happy. This how he's going to usher in the MOTB. Because how then are you going to be able to stay online with the system? You're going to have to get it implanted in your body. That's going to be their ultimate way for you to be in league with the beast. That's why the scripture said what? You're not supposed to get it. There's a judgment for it. Hold up. Let's get it. Oops, wrong button. Oops, to Daisy. So here's the judgment. So what they're bringing out is going to be the micro seal. This is the MOTB. This is what John saw. John saw people getting implanted with the MOTB. And he said, it said what? He calls of all. Who's all? All the inhabitants. All right? So this is the judgment for getting it, though. So here's the book of Revelation, chapter 14, verse 9. And it reads, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast, because right now you got the Somalian government worshiping the beast. Worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand. So you already have people that actually have the mark in their hand or in their. Well, mostly people got it in their hand. I don't know if people got the actual RFID in their head, but obviously some people are going to get in their head. Verse 10, it said, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, which is what? That fire. It says, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb, which is Yahawashi. That's the judgment for getting what they're about to bring out. And they're moving very quickly. They're moving very rapidly. No time to waste. Remember, the Lord said, what? The day of the Lord is nigh. It is nigh. When you see these signs, wars, rumors of wars, but ultimately you see what? See this. Because see, all in the meantime, when they're getting this war ready, well, all of the back and forth and the earthquakes and the uproars, what are they doing? And behind this, not even behind the scenes, but what are they doing otherwise, besides all of that? A new system, a new, because remember, they always want to have their lock on the money. So they're making the new money going to be digital. Because that's how he's going to cause all. Everything has to be digital. Everything has to be under their program, under their database. All this AI shit is all going to be under this little digital world. Get back to the article. No, might go too long. Oops. So here we go. So it says digital ID and DPI make up an important component in the realization of the project, as these systems are necessary in ensuring that individuals, especially women, marginalized groups, and displaced persons, see the cause of all, both small and great, rich and poor, it says can securely access financial services, training, and credit. Money. The understanding is that with a robust digital identity framework in place, the project will help reduce exclusion risks, strengthen data protection, and enable transparent identification of beneficiaries for social protection programs. For long story short, so everybody can get involved with this new system. So what? They have to include, they got to get the poor people first. And you see, I said what? It says ensure individuals, especially women, marginalized groups, and it's going to go throughout the earth. But specifically right now, they're doing it in Somalia. And it says any and displaced person, which meant homeless, poor. It says can securely access financial services. Financial services. Training and credit. Now, what does it say? Hold up. It says Somalia digital ID major pillar of World Bank funded spring initiative. Now, let's go into the word pillar. I'm going to the I'm going to the scripture blue letter first. Oops. Let's see where we go. Going to the word pillar. Oops. Pillar. Pillar.
Strong's H 4676.
Matsiva. And you go to the Strong's definition, it says something stationed, a column or memorial stone, by analogy, an idol. And this what it said, remember, worship the beast too, worship the image of the beast. It says an idol. And this is Esau's idol. This is Esau's God. See, remember, all these other nations, they had their gods and their idols that they worship. Now, these devils, their God is their money and their technology. That's their kingdom. So the Lord is going to break this down to size, but he's going to allow them to bring this forward a little bit. But it said, and you go to, I'm going to etymology, a pillar, because it says Somalia is a pillar. Hold on, what does it say again? It says, Somalia digital ID, major pillar of World Bank funded spring initiative. Let's go into etymology now. Pillar, because it was interesting. It says, oops. Pillar. So we got a pillar in the 11th century. It says a column or columnar mass, narrow in proportion to height. Now that's actually a pillar, but this one definition is from the modern French figurative sense of, it says prop or support of an institution or community. Now, what is the institution that they bring in? Institution they're bringing is what? The digital ID, ultimately the B system. The MOTB is the end game. And now Somalia is a major pillar, and they're going to have, and there are other parts of the earth too where they're doing this. And they starting with what? The poor. Digital ID, universal basic income. Then ultimately going to be what? What you going to need to stay in the system. You're going to need to get the system implanted in your body. And it's these steps. These are the major steps that these devils are taking to bring out the B system. To make it, no more financial gaps, no more exclusion. Everybody's gonna be included, because you're gonna cause all. Because you want to see if as many people as possible, so you can see if you basically gonna come at the elect of Israel, and that's when the Lord is gonna intervene. That's why the Lord said, what? When he goes to fill his belly, then he's gonna meet his end. So these steps that these devils are taking are leading to the end. Digital ID, cashless society, Oh, having a digital ID or whatever national ID to for your finances, they're ultimately gonna be what? You have to get it in your body. And you already remember, you already have people that got to see it in their body for like 10 plus years. So it's not new technology. It's not something that they have to like make a bunch of. They already have it up and running. But soon they said, well, he caused it all. So we're waiting for that. We're waiting for the devil to bring it to the masses to say, you're all gonna need this to get in to step with the new system that we're about to bring out. And that's why he said, like I read, Revelation 13, verse 16 to 18. He calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, and that no man can buy or sell save he that had the mark. And that's this leading up to all the digital ID talk, all that, yeah, it's fine and dandy. But what's ultimately going to be? You have to get this in your body. Because that's his devil's system. That's his God. This is his God, his money and his technology. This is what he worships. All the nations had their gods and their idols. This is his idol. This is what it's what it said the pillar is. No, not the pillar. No, yeah, that's what it said the pillar is in the blue letter. Hold up. Yeah. What's it say?
Strong's H 46.
Matsheba.
Matseva.
Matsheba.
Matseva.
Now, obviously, the red pillar is like a garrison, you know, or something to a memorial stone. But it says by analogy, an idol. So this is an idol, a major idol. This is the devil's God. This is Eve's God. His money and the technology says what? Ye of your father, the devil. For the love of money is the root of all evil. Hold on, let's get that. Oops. Love of money is the root of all evil. Oh, back. Hold up. Bear with me for the love. For the love of money. Excuse me. That's 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 10, and it reads, for the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. And a lot of our people are going to get to see it. A lot of our people are going to get in league with this system. That's why a lot of our people are going to die. Just like you had a lot of our people get the sticky stab. The V, you have a lot of people get to see it. A lot of our people. But who's calling the shots? Amalek. I'm reading that in NLT. This is 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 10. It says, for the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. And some people craving money have wandered from the true faith. And what's the true faith? This truth. That's about our people. And you have a whole shitload of our people talk about money is everything. Oh, cash rules everything around me. I'm about the dollar. All about the money. All about the Benjamins. What do people always, what do our, especially our people, what do they talk about when it's like, I remember one time somebody was talking shit to LeBron, like was heckling LeBron when he was on the court doing late warm-ups or whatever. He said, what? Yeah, but I got a lot of money though. That's what our people always go to. I get money though. I got money though. But the money, but what did Elon Musk say? He said money's gonna be irrelevant. There's gonna be no more cash. There's gonna be no more coins. Everything's gonna be digital. Every transaction is gonna be digital. That's what's coming. No, fuck that. That's what's here. But it's gonna be here on a stronger scale soon enough. It's only a matter of time before they say they cause all. And that's when the faith in YAHAWASHI is going to have to be put into hyperdrive. So that's why the Lord said, what? Build your faith now, while the evil days come not. Why still fairly normal? We gotta keep the faith in YAHAWASHI. Faith, trust, and confidence in YAHAWASHI that He's going to keep you in the hour of temptation, because the hour of temptation is approaching. This is the hour of temptation approaching. where you're gonna have no other option. There's gonna be no more alternatives. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. So, with that, Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm gonna give all praises to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Kakadash. Double honors to the Apostles of Israel, aka the Apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and love to all the Akim. Continue to preach the truth and all truth and sincerity. Shalom.